Remember, the black woman who was at a restaurant, told to leave because of attire, sues the restaurant for being denied due to clothing. We have a lot of information to provide. Remind the video, here it is.
I just wanted to get it on camera why I can't come in with what I have on.
This is just too revealing at the top.
But you have waitresses in here with fishnet stockings and their butts halfway.
Okay, I'm telling you that we have buckled down on our dress code. It's been like this for a while now.
How long is a while? Because I was just in here 2 weeks ago.
Okay, well,
with the
can't
same
answer what
outfit
happened
on.
2 weeks ago when I was not here.
Mm-hmm. So a two-piece, two-top outfit is too much with florals from H&M. The $75 outfit.
Ma'am, it's not about how much it costs.
I'm not
it's
saying
about what's revealing, okay?
But my breasts are not out.
To cover yourself, but you don't.
Well, that's one visual. Here's another visual. Put it at full mass. According to the restaurant manager there, the woman in the middle was showing too much. However, I can see two white females, one to the left and one to the right, who obviously are revealing more in their attire than the black woman in the middle. This is an update from Atlanta Black Star. Great reporting by Atlanta Black Star. Y'Mine McClanahan in the center filed a federal lawsuit against Stab's Prime Steak and Seafood in Louisiana, alleging the restaurant racially discriminated against her after refusing to seat and serve her for wearing an outfit that was, quote, too revealing at the top. The lawsuit included photos from Stab's social media accounts of white female customers who wore similar clothing to the restaurant, and they were not refused service. So last July, Miss McClanahan went to this restaurant, Stab's Prime Steak and Seafood. It's located in Baton Rouge, wearing a floral two-piece dress featuring a strapless crop top and an ankle-length skirt. According to the federal lawsuit obtained by the Atlanta Black Star, Stab's co-owner, Dory Mervin, stopped staffers from seating Miss McClanahan and told the 33-year-old that her outfit violated the restaurant's, quote, business casual dress code, saying it was, quote, just too revealing at the top. Can you put the picture up again, Jordan? I think you all need to settle. Professional recommendation. After being booted from the establishment, McClanahan took to Facebook to recount her experience and post a video she recorded of part of her encounter with Mervin. Mervin flagged her for the dress code violation. McClanahan told her she'd worn that same outfit during previous visits at Stab's in Central without an issue. So no enforcement there. She also pointed to waitresses wearing fishnet stockings and their butts halfway out, is what she said. You all probably need to settle this. The owner only told her that the restaurant has buckled down on this dress code, which has been in place for, quote, a while. The complaint states that McClanahan's outfit did not fall under any of the specifically banned items that Stab's customers are prohibited from wearing. On the Stab's website, the dress code policy dictates that patrons should wear business casual attire appropriate for fine dining, family restaurants, which doesn't include gym wear, sweatpants, muscle shirts, clothing with offensive graphics or language, exposed undergarments, or revealing clothing, cut off shorts and flip-flops, torn jeans, etc. Now, that policy really becomes null and void if you can prove an inequity in service, okay? So if she is dismissed for attire, but other people are allowed wearing similar attire or violating a similar standard that they enforced against Ms. McClanahan, well, you have unequal treatment. Because the restaurant is publicly accessible, you cannot do that. They have a right to equal service. Okay? All right. The restaurant once listed tank tops as a banned clothing item, which Mervyn was seen wearing on the day she booted McClanahan from the restaurant. The restaurant has since updated its policy to remove the apparel item. All right, attorneys who filed the suit on McClanahan's behalf are alleging racial discrimination and civil rights violation, arguing that the restaurant selectively enforced its dress code on a Black woman. There you go. That is the actual genesis of this. All the while, quote, white patrons and employees at Stabs were wearing less appropriate attire, the suit states. The complaint included a photo of Mervyn in a tank top at the restaurant, as well as pictures from Stabs' official media accounts showing white females, Stabs customers wearing outfits the filing alleges were revealing at the top. After receiving a copy of the suit, the Stabs co-owner, Kevin Kimball, said, quote, without going into too many details, we've answered the things and done things on record that we said we were going to do, and moving forward, we're ready to go to court. All right, buddy. At the same time, at the time of the incident, Stabs issued a statement to local news outlets during that moment and talked about its dress code policy. Quote, we have a dress code policy that we ask our customers to observe. A few times a month, we speak with our guests about their attire, including asking them to remove baseball hats in our restaurant. Contrary to reports, our attire policy is not new. It has been in effect over 3 years now. Now, he doesn't realize this. They thought they were being smart by releasing that statement. That's going to mess you up. So now you have created a timeline for the plaintiff to explore. So if you have had said policy in place for 3 entire years, explain the 3 years of this. And they're going to provide to you the different ways that your staff did not enforce the dress code with certain people, but did with others. See how this works? You don't know all of the times that they have done this because you're the owner. You're not there every moment, nor can you watch everybody. The statement continued. We spoke with a guest yesterday about her attire. And she pointed out that we have waitstaff dressed in a manner that might not meet the standard of our attire policy. For the last several weeks, we have actually been working on a different uniform so that we are not asking a different standard for customers that we are requiring of our staff. Well, damn it, you just admitted to inequity in the rule. I mean, sir, you should have just called somebody before you made the statement. But yeah, that's what she said you did. Okay, McClanahan is a family nurse practitioner and once served as vice president of the NAACP. The right one. Baton Rouge chapter. The day after she was booted from Stabs, the chapter's president released a letter to the restaurant. They didn't wait 24 hours. Released a letter to the restaurant and team stating that the treatment Ms. McClanahan suffered left the chapter questioning the consistency and fairness of your policies. McClanahan is requesting a trial by jury to determine an unspecified amount of damages. Now listen, if they settle, they can avoid some of the punitive penalty that may be affixed by a jury. A jury is able to affix punitive because of the, aggressive tone of the restaurant against Ms. McClanahan. All right. Well, dear brother, this is an interesting case. I remember when we first covered it. At that time, it was just a video and obviously some evidence and then allegation. Now, you actually have a federal lawsuit, which means she's bypassed the local court system due to the fact that this is a discrimination claim. If it's a discrimination claim, you can go straight to the federal courts. All right, what say you?
I just want to declare my own bias here for the audience. I hate, like with a passion, any and all dress code, like policies from restaurants, bars, etc. Because oftentimes it just feels like they're targeting Black people. It just feels like that. Like there'll be like, like back in 2005, there was a kind of uniform that we would all wear, but you'd go to the front of a bar and it'd be like no baseball caps, no do-rags, no headbands, no Timberland boots, no Jordan. It's like, just say no Black people. Right? Like, so I have a deep-seated, deep-rooted hatred for these policies as they stand. That being said, every now and again, especially a restaurant that wants to call themselves a little bit fancier, more upscale, might be like, look, a man has to wear a collared shirt. You can't wear swim trunks or flip-flops in our establishment. Okay. That's loose enough and can be universally applied, fairly easy enough, easy to identify. Like, all right, you can't wear a t-shirt, can't wear flip-flops and slides. Okay, all right, cool. Once you start going with the revealing clothing, that is just so broadly in how you would even go about applying that. Like it's just, you might as well not have a rule if you're gonna have one that's that obviously ambiguous. And where they really messed up, Dr. Richey, is like, look, they have this thing on Instagram called geotagging. Even if your business did not want to be easily identified in people's pictures, people will be like, oh, I was at this thing. And it's just one click away. We talking about hundreds and thousands of photos for the plaintiffs to look up and down to be like, yep, here goes another violation. Here goes these people enjoying their overdone steaks. Here goes these people, here they go. Like, this is gonna be like shooting fish in a barrel. Like, these people are really out of their depth. And it's just so obvious that this lady was hating on this Black woman. There's just no other way to look at it. What she had on, there's absolutely no context under which you could say this woman was dressed inappropriately. On a hot July day at a restaurant in Louisiana. Like, give me a freaking break, bro.
You are so right. And once again, it was one of the owners who provided the 3 years timeline for the plaintiff's attorney to go through. Oh my goodness. All right, we're guaranteed to bring you updates on that story.